We're off to the Balkans. It's my top 5 Eurovision songs from North Macedonia. Welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. Please do click on the subscribe button below, also on that notification bell, and as always, please do like, share and comment below. So it's North Macedonia's turn for my top 5 Eurovision songs, or should I say the country formerly known as the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. Now, North Macedonia entered the contest, or first appeared at the contest in 1998, although they had entered for 1996, but that was the year then there was an audio-only pre-qualification round, which wasn't kind of shown anywhere, but they didn't get through on that occasion, so it doesn't count as an appearance. Since that first appearance in '98, they've had 19 appearances, but only sadly 9 times in the grand final. And actually most of those appearances in the grand final were kind of in their earlier years in the contest, as between 2008 and 2018 they had but one qualification for the grand final. Now some of those were really narrow misses that only just missed out on qualifying, and most recently it's been very frustrating because after all these years of non-qualifying, in both 2017 and 2018, when North Macedonia released their song in advance of the contest, people were blown away because the songs that they released were so good, really modern, distinctive, had so much going for it, but just something went wrong when it got to the contest. They ended up being something just went wrong with production, and ended up being sort of hot messes to a certain extent. However, one of those is still in my top 5, and at number 5 it's Jana Bacheska and Dance Alone. Now, this was 2017's entry, and oh my goodness, what promise this showed when it was released. I couldn't get over the fact that this was from North Macedonia, and nothing like anything they had ever entered before. It's just a fantastic electro-pop EDM song. The music video, if you watch the music video, is just, I think it's great. It's so well produced. It's a fantastic song. Obviously, it ticks a lot of the gay boxes for me. In the style of music it is, obviously there's a certain sadness as well, and within the song. But come the contest, it didn't quite work. Jana gave it her all. She, really nice, bubbly lady. But something just didn't quite work on the Eurovision stage. Maybe this was always going to be a song that was better kind of as a club, or kind of sort of one that you would listen to rather than see on a live stage. But I don't think that the staging particularly helped, because poor Jana was left really just literally dancing alone on a stage, and I think there was just something, perhaps they could have done a lot more with it, I don't know. It didn't get out of the semi-final, unfortunately, but it would always remain, I still think it's a fantastic song, and definitely had to be in my top 5 for North Macedonia. My number 4 is Carolina with Moje Svet.
Moje svet rika muzika, nema vera ni tu granica. Moje svet osobnoti, jedna duša balkanska. Moje svet rika.
This was 2007's entry. Now, Carolina this was her second time at the contest. She had previously entered in 2002 and finished a fairly respectable 19th, and went one better than that in 2007, finishing 14th. Now, this was actually one of North Macedonia's better results. I think this is their 4th best result. Yes, 4th best result for 4th in my list. It's kind of quite ethno-pop, ethno-rocky, which I quite enjoy, and some of my, I think I quite like when North Macedonia goes down that kind of ethno-pop route, and it did well for them. So my number 3 is Elena Risteska and Nina Nina. This was 2006 entry, so 1 year before Carolina, and it's also another ethno-pop one. And until recently, this was North Macedonia's best ever result in the contest. And it's really a kind of a classic Eurovision ethno-pop banger of its time, but I think it's a great song. I think what would have elevated this up my own list would be a slightly stronger live vocal, but I think this is still one of North Macedonia's best ever entries. At number 2 is Calliope Kino e Bello. Calliope is kind of one of the great icons of modern Eurovision. She's actually entered Eurovision, well, depending on how you class it, 2 or 3 times. She actually was the North Macedonian entry in 1996 with the audio only, but they didn't qualify then. But she did make it to the contest in 2012, and she was back again a few years later as well with the song Donna. That was one where she narrowly missed out on qualifying, finishing 11th. But this one very much went into the grand final. Now, Calliope was a big star in the Balkans. She actually was a pop star in the 1980s in Yugoslavia, and then kind of she returned to pop music and in the late 90s. So now in North Macedonia and other of the sort of the Balkan ex-Yugoslav countries. This was a sort of a kind of operatic rock ballad, and she performs and sings the hell out of it, and she certainly can hit some notes that you don't hear many other Eurovision performers hitting. I think it's a really good track. It finished 13th, which is again one of North Macedonia's best results. She's also a lot of fun at the London Eurovision party. Which in those days, back in 2012, although I saw her in 2016 as well, but back in 2012 when the London Eurovision party was at the Shadow Lounge, and she was dancing with the crowds, with the rest of us on the dance floor after the show, and actually dancing with me and my friends for at least 2 or 3 songs. But yeah, she was a lot of fun, and I'm glad it went well for her at Eurovision. And so my number 1 is Tamara Tedesca and Proud. What a number 1 this is. This was 2019's North Macedonian entry, their first year entering the contest as North Macedonia, and what a result they got. Their best ever result by far. And Tamara won the jury vote. Not just in the semi-final, but she won the jury vote in the grand final. That's little North Macedonia beating the big boys like Sweden and Russia and Australia to win the jury vote. A slight fly in the ointment is that because of a production cock-up, it looked like Sweden won the jury vote because they announced the wrong results for one of the juries, but that got rectified later, and North Macedonia were the jury winners. Tamara, actually, this was her second time at Eurovision. She'd been at Eurovision as part of a trio in 2008. They narrowly missed out on qualification. They finished 10th in their semi-final, but due to the way the rules worked, they missed out on the grand final. But this was quite some way to come back after that. It's a really powerful, beautiful pop ballad. It was launched on International Women's Day, although, as Tamara said, it's really a song for everybody. There was a lot of nervousness because people knew this was a quality song in advance. They knew this was looking good, but I think they'd been slightly stung by the results of 2017 and 2018 when we thought that North Macedonia had a fantastic song and then it just not quite worked at the contest. But those fears were laid to rest. It's staged beautifully. It's just classy and beautiful, and she performs it and sings it so well. And I think this is, and people may disagree with me, this is why we need the juries, because she didn't do badly in the televote, but nowhere near what this song deserves. And yes, that's why we need the juries to respect these sorts of songs and performances. Tamara has sort of gone on to perform at the very first Skopje Pride, in the first Pride to take place in North Macedonia. That was in the summer 2019. So she's living the words of her own song, and I think that she has every right to be proud. She's certainly done North Macedonia proud in her result. Thank you for joining me, and we'll be back again soon with more videos.